On behalf of the Vasant Vihar Club and the Vasant Vihar Society, I would like to wish you all a very happy, joyous, and a safe new year. Wishing you a year where we can resume meeting our friends and families without any inhibitions. A year when we can have events at the club, mingle freely over unteamed cups of coffee at Cafe Aqua by Busy Bee, dine in large numbers at the Spice Tray and Chopsticks, relax on the terrace bar with live music, or just visit the library and spend hours in the reading room without any hesitation, without any, watching over our back saying, oh my God, we should be really be home and not be sitting here. This is my wish for 2022. But until we can do all these things, let's keep each other safe by keeping ourselves safe. So here we are back on ZoomIN 81, our virtual get together, where today's session focuses on care, well-being, diet, nutrition, and looking after each other. We in Vasant Vihar are lucky to have so many elders living amongst us. Delhi winters, as you can see the day to day, Delhi winters are beautiful, but it can be harsh too, and especially for senior citizens. They need extra care and the right balance between the various dimensions of well-being so that they can have a good quality of life. ProTribe Senior Care looks after the holistic well-being of seniors. They have a smart wellness program which offers support on both fronts of senior care, in-person home care services, and live virtual consultation. And telling us more about ProType Smart Wellness Program is Neil Talkman. He's the co-founder of ProTribe and Senior Care. Welcome to ZoomIN 81 this evening, Neil. We'll be talking to you in a little while. Neil is an experienced healthcare executive with over 26 years of leadership experience in hospitality, senior housing, healthcare, and rehabilitative care. Neil also holds a bachelor's degree from Johnson and Wales University, and he began his career operating hotels and then transitioned into healthcare industry. We also have Dr. Chetal. She's a physiotherapist. Hi, Chetal. Welcome to ZoomIN 81. She's the head of therapy and wellness at ProTribe. She has been actively involved in improving the quality of rehab management of chronic conditions. Chetal will be sharing with us some tips that we can make part of our daily routine to achieve holistic well-being. So we'll be talking to Chetal in a little while as well. Welcome, Heena. Heena here is going to be talking to us about diet. I just wanted to say this before we start our session, that one of the very nicest things about life is the way we must regularly stop whatever it is we are doing and devote our attention to eating. This was said by Pavarotti, the famous opera singer, that, whatever we may do, but we have to devote our time to eating. What we eat, when we eat, how much we eat plays a very important role in our everyday life. And Heena Kukrita, she is a medical nutrition specialist, a biotechnologist, and a certified health coach. She's going to be telling us about our diet, about the food that we eat. So Heena, welcome once again. And we hear a lot about food, we hear a lot about diet, supplements. We also hear a lot about constipation. Sorry to be starting the evening on a very politically incorrect note, but that is something which affects quite a few of our seniors. So can we begin our talk this evening by you telling us how we can actually overcome this very tricky situation or condition? Heena, over to you.
Thank you for the question. Now, definitely as we age, the aging is being accompanied with many life changes. It is accompanied that the need of staying healthy is also there. The need of nutrients is there. There's lack of calorie intake. You feel less of appetite, maybe because of changes in the income level, your medicine changes, your taste bud changes, or maybe there's some trouble at home. You're not trying to focus well. There's some stress or the change of taste there, but particularly amongst all this, what comes is the core sense of laziness also. We feel that the age is number that we have aged and active also physically. So the first most parameter which disturbs the constipation is sitting for a prolonged time. Once we start walking, doing an extra mile, which is exactly required, we exactly, encourage the peristaltic food, the movements in the body, so that it is exactly transferring from one part to another. And we are promoting it. Further, we also require the use of complete complex carbohydrates, which are rich in fibers. Nowadays, because of the juggle of going with the diet or maybe losing the weight, we many of us are forgiving the carbs in our diet. As a result, we are also losing important fibers. And if the fibers are not there, the food that we eat is not able to get absorbed. And as a result, ejecting out is also an issue. Right? So we need to include good carbs and of course dietary fibers which are completely good soluble. It is coming from many such sources. These sources could be a mere fiber intake could be from a whole grain food or maybe a lot of veggies, maybe fruits. So nowadays there are people who says that I can't have fruits because I'm diabetic. But even if you're diabetic, 1/3 of the serving needs to be fruit. And as
Okay.
per the rule, a vegetable fruit ratio, it should be at the ratio veggies around 2/3 and fruits around 1/3. So that we both are incorporating in the diet and including the good fibers. Normally, for an adult, it should be an average 21 grams of fiber in the whole day, minimum, which would be helping us to solve the constipation.
Okay.
Also associated with the gastric issues, people are taking pandy, such kind of a medicines on the regular basis. Now, having it also solves the problem at a certain time, but it is not giving a particular aid forever. It is just stopping the trigger that time. As a result, it is keeping on building up in the body, and we see the changes. We come across with IBS changes, we've come across with the digestion issues because the body is not able to get this absorbed. So each and every parameter needs to be done. It is not a one day change, it is a complete lifestyle change that we would require to do.
You talk about good fiber. Give an example of what good fiber is, because you're absolutely right. So many people, they hear about carbohydrates and,
That
they run a mile. So, give us some examples of what good carbohydrates are.
See, good carbohydrates are everywhere. If we find in a whole grain, maybe there are oats, there are whole grain breads, there are whole grain pastas, there could be noodles. There's nothing like you just have to be completed that I want to be in a quinoa diet only. No, it has to be on a regular food. If you're from India, our staple food is carb. And definitely having the rice, having the roti is never an issue. You should be having fibers in that. You should be having bran, choker, exactly what we exactly go for. We can go for oats, we can go for whole grain food. As I said, loads of veggies and all the fruits contains fibers.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. The sources are very simple to find. But having it in the regular interval, having it as a major meal and a micro meal is something which we need to eat. So go along because nowadays many people are inculcating a keto diet and they are forgiving not to have fruits also. So
Right.
these ways it is not getting used up and we are able to exactly not work up because just for losing weight we tend to forget that we have internal organs also. So we need to save that.
Right. Um, you are a diabetes educator, and you did mention about fruits, and many senior citizens and many seniors, if they are diabetic, they don't like to eat fruits. What would your recommendation or suggestion be for them?
If they do not like fruits, then definitely we can go for many other options. You don't like fruits, you can go for fruit custard. Usually, diabetes person, I mean, if it is coming to my parents or my grandparents, if he's diabetic, he would be perfectly aiming for some meetha around. right? So why not have it? Just have your fruit blend with the smoothie if you like, or maybe you can act like a custard, but definitely it should not be with some sugar. It can be filled with some dates. It could be a healthy version of the sweet dish that you are enjoying your fruits. There could be a version that the fruits are all pureed together and you are drinking like a cooler. That's also an option. So it's on you, but we have to choose the fruits which are low in glycemic index. For
Mm-hmm.
example, if it's more of mangoes, and if you say it's okay, my dietitian told me to have my fruit and I had my whole mango every day, then my sugar is going to hike. So half mango is doable for a day. So that serving needs to be good about it. That's it.
Controlled. Right. Um, Tell us about, I mean, give us some more tips about for seniors about what food, especially right now when in a day like this when it is so cold and we are going through the winter months.
Mm-hmm. And so why not just include, like you said, that we like to have coffee. We will be including a lot of liquids while in the diet. So that's okay. Not having liquid is not a bad thing. We can be including clear soups. You like mushroom soup, you like clear soup, you like broccoli soup. Maybe if you're non-vegetarian, you prefer a chicken soup. It's a wonderful aid to keep on sipping, because this is not just the soup that you're taking. You're taking nutrients. So as we get old, our appetite also decreases. We don't feel like, having a whole buffet. We want a small version of meals all the time. So keep on binging so that when you eat, you feel that I'm eating good rather than, picking up the chicky and eating it, because it is just sugar and good and peanuts and oil. So this needs to be avoided. Never having coffee or tea is bad. Having tea or coffee with a lot of sugars inside, or maybe adding a creamer, is something that we need to be watching about. So in a day, even if it's a coffee or a green tea, both have caffeine. If we taking more than serving, then our body levels, our blood levels also goes down. So this is not a good idea. If we are taking 2 glasses of coffee, we are taking 2 glasses of coconut water, we are taking soups, we are taking regular water, we are having flavored water, it already makes 10 glasses of water. That means we are having 2 to 3 liters of water like that. So wonderfully well. You enjoy your natural food which are warm in nature. You have your kalonjis, you have your nuts here, you have your seeds here. All wonderful. Go for these kind of drinks.
Okay. Um, Again, something else which we consume a lot during this weather is gur.
Yes.
How good or bad is gur?
Good is equally good. We treat normally, I've seen people, they say, I don't have sugar, I have good or chan in the chai. 1 spoon of sugar is equals to 1 spoon of good. Same. They have the same calorie. Good is been derived, sugar has been derived from good only. We need to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Not having, I'm not saying not having is an option. I'm saying having it in a sustainable manner is an option. Everything in moderation does very good.
Mm-hmm. Right. Um, Tell us more. I mean, what should be a good diet for a day,
Okay.
um,
Mm-hmm.
for especially for senior citizens who are, especially because of COVID-19 right now, people are not out and about so much. So when you're leading a very sedentary life, what sort of a diet should uh, people have?
Normally, for an adult, it should be around 1600, 2000 calorie that you should be intaking, right? So, in that intake, if the BMI is usually between 25 to 34 for an average senior citizen, we need to take this way so that our status of albumin, our protein, our antioxidants, vitamin A, D should be there. So, once you wake up, you start your day, and we need to see that in our plate, it is not only the protein, carbs, and fats. We have to see the other side of the plate also. Our plate needs to be there with iron, mineral, calcium, potassium, zinc, vitamin A, B, D, E, K, and everything. So that you do not require to pop in vitamin B tablet here. You can do it through the food. Our food becomes your medicine. If we do not take it, we require the medicine. So as the Omicron is on rise, we have started taking now zinc, and we have started the fact that we need vitamin C now. Ultimately, we do not require it if we are taking it through the diet altogether. So changing our lifestyle is something. When we are taking three major meals, the plate should be 1/4 of the plate carbohydrate, 1/4 of the plate protein, 1/4 veggies, and 1/4 salad. You are satisfied with your three meals, and now the mid meals becomes the low calorie snack, which is a win situation all the time. It would be inclusive of all the nutrients here.
Um, Absorption. again, that is something which you just touched upon. Why does, I mean, we all try to eat healthy, but some way we are not being able to absorb the nutrients.
Right.
How can we improve that? Because
For that,
again, this is something which many elders suffer from.
many elders do suffer from. Nowadays, youths are also suffering from
Yes,
because they've
it's a
started
common
eating
problem.
lesser.
Yeah.
Now the food is because they've started eating lesser and they have started eating too much in one meal. As a result, body is not absorbing the nutrients. It's
Mm-hmm.
storing it in the body as fat. So we need to remember we have two legs, we have two feet, so that we need to walk also. We are burning it. So not eating is not an option. We need to eat, we need to burn the same time, because we are trying to eat lesser. As a result, our metabolism is going down. Food is being converted into fat easily. When we do a little cheat meal, which is now introduced in today's world, all of a sudden we increase all the calories together. Rather than that, if we are eating normally, we are able to get it. So basically, the metabolism of the body becomes built up every day. We're going to eat good food, we're going to burn it. At the end of the day, even if I'm sitting, my body is giving me energy. It is not storing as fat. This way, your digestion and absorption increases. So this is the digestion fire that we have triggered it. So that the stomach acid, our digestive enzyme, the biles in the gastrointestinal tract is right way, right? So that the three meals, and of course the 80-20 rule is there. 80% diet, 20% workout. All of it together will give us 100% result. And definitely our cortisol hormone, our stress level goes down like that. So this way, better absorption of the food happens. Definitely, we should be cleared. Our bowel movement should be fine so that we are absorbing each way. Our gut is completely working. So the billions of neurons in the stomach is giving the right way to the message in the brain that yes, I'm fine. This is
Mm-hmm.
something that we need now.
Okay. Um, some people have issues swallowing.
Right. Mhm.
Could you touch upon that a little bit?
See, if we have a problem in swallowing, that is completely, we need to include plenty of fluids with the meal. So instead of making it a very thick meal, we should be going with a liquid or a semi-liquid kind of a meal. An approach where you need to have wheat, we can have dalia and veggies, so that it's fine, so that the body always absorbs when the food is in semi-liquid state. It's much better way. So when we are exactly including a lot of fluids during the meal, the trouble of swallowing decreases. So once we are having a trouble of in eating an apple, we can make it a pureed apple, or we can grate it to make it more easily swallowed. At the same time, a proper meal will be constituting of all the dals, veggies together with the dalia. So it makes a proper whole meal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than, making it a problem that I can't chew. You don't need to chew, because it should be just eat well. You are satisfied. Your satiety level is also happy that I've had a whole meal with my yogurt. So it needs to be in a consistency with a lot of fluids. The key role is the fluid here.
Okay. Again, a topic which you touched upon earlier about formation of gas. Again, that is something which we all face, and especially now that we are more sedentary. So,
Mhm.
what causes gas formation, and what are the types of food one should avoid, so that we don't have this problem? And if you have this problem, what's the good way to deal with it?
See, as an IBD educator, I would probably say that this gas formation is because once we have included less of dietary in the body, we have taken a lot of coffees, we have taken fermented alcohol, the pH level of the body is high. We wake up, we want a tea first of all. Our body is already high in acid level. We take the tea, which is already high in acidity. Our acidity triggers, our gastric issues triggers. But
Mm-hmm.
if we seldomly have it with a normal water and some lemon, we are okay. But what we are doing is also we are taking a lukewarm water and adding the nimbu. The vitamin C is all lost. So there's no role of it. So first of all, the empty stomach, there are some foods that needs to be avoided. For example, tea. Here we need to be taking some food that are alkaline in nature and then go for the tea, which will be the first thing that we will be able to get away with the gas. Secondly, especially with the winters, I've seen that especially with the seniors, pickled food comes out. Achar, table salt, pappers. This is the major flaw when we are exactly inculcating more of gas, because the role of pickle is addition of extra salt and oil. They both are the culprit for our health, for our heart also. So we need to watch over that. Instead of that extra salt, why not take a green chutney which is filled with amla, or having a amla there, so that you are exactly sorted out, rather than taking those supplements which are oily. So these
Mm-hmm.
are simple versions to exactly prevent this gas, and definitely no movement, because they have been restricted with their walks down. So they say, I can't move. They are strict. You can still move. You can still move in your home. You can do some activities, some household work, so that you are actively doing something, right?
I think Chetal will be telling us a little bit about that later, about some movement and activity. Um, the last thing which I want you to touch upon is, the importance of vitamin D in our diet.
Perfect. Okay. Mhm. Now, calcium is the crux, especially when it is coming to the age, because as we advance with the age, our body does suffer from the deficiency, and our muscles and our bones do get deteriorated. So that time we usually feel that let's have doodh, but just a milk would not work. We need to supplement our calcium with right vitamin D, with right magnesium. Three of these combinations would help us a better absorption, as you were asking. We usually know that having milk will give us calcium. No, we have to supplement it with the right version combinations, the vitamins, the minerals together with proteins to get our vitamin D absorbed. So
Mm.
a little dozier of sunlight just for 10-15 minutes, and maybe if you're having some eggs in the future, or maybe having some milk, will be the best resort to absorb the vitamin D, along with having ghar ka chena or having ghar ka milk, so that you are taking both of it together as a combination to get it absorbed. Because if it is not absorbed, the whole absorption of phosphorus decreases. So the wonder element for vitamin D absorption is calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus. If these three elements are done, you are better getting an absorption of vitamin D. It should be around 600 to 800 IU every day for the seniors.
Okay. Um, if we can recap everything you've told us, I mean,
Okay.
what would be an ideal? I mean, give an example of what should we do once we get up in the morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner, so that we don't have to think too much, and we can just rely on your suggestion and recommendation.
Perfect. Please diversify your foods. You wake up, if you start your day with the lukewarm water, have some Indian herbs. One day, maybe you're having some ginger tea, or another day you're having some black pepper tea. It's like diversifying. Having your tea without any bakeries, without any biscuits is the first thing that you should aim for. So having the tea with some makhanas or maybe bhuna chanas does very well. Further, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner needs to be whatever you cook at home, whether it's talia, whether it's poha, whether it's idli, whether it's millets, whether it's rice. You can have it all. The portion needs to be one-fourth of it carb, one-fourth of the plate should be proteins, one-fourth of it should be veggies, one-fourth of it should be salad, so that you are enjoying each and every version with your kids, with your pals, with your partner, whatever you like. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely keeping in mind that the salt intake and the oil intake should be much lesser. It should not be too much. And
Mm-hmm.
then your mid meals should be fruits or maybe some low cal snacks. Maybe we are just approaching Lodi, so maybe you can go for a very local popcorns, not the Act 2 popcorn, but the local popcorn. That is the healthiest versions of snacks. And at night, filling up with a maybe a plate of fruits, so that you're not binge eating some other ways. So small changes, not adding a lot of salt, table salt. And at the end, I told you no table salt, no papads, no pickles. This is
Mm-hmm.
the best thing that you do for yourself. So don't buy those things. Simple.
Right. So is it okay to have fruits in the evening? Because, increasingly you hear that you shouldn't eat fruits in the evening.
Nowadays, people say don't have milk also at night. And for our elders, they were consuming it, having haldi milk at night, and they lived 100 years. This is
Yes.
something that we need to understand. Every food is very good. You need to include each and every food. There is no timing for any fruit. You can have a normal papaya at night. You can have a piece of apple at night. If you can have two cookies at night, definitely fruits are
Better,
much better way. Please.
better to have fruits. Thank you so much, Doctor. I mean, thank you, Hina,
Really
for
dynamic, and I really hope that you've got the answers.
Yeah. No, no, no. Please don't go away because in case we have people wanting to ask questions, but first we are going to invite.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
here only. I'm just muting myself. Definitely.
okay. First, we are going to request Neil to tell us more about Pro Tribe. Neil?
Great. Thanks, Sanjana.
Yeah.
Great.
We,
So, can you hear me okay?
yeah. Yeah.
Great. Well, first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. My name is Neil Talkman. I'm the co-founder of Pro Tribe Seniors, and I've been working in senior care for about 26 years. And I started working in India in 2018, where we decided as a large company, Genesis Healthcare, to really focus on looking around the world of countries that needed some additional support and helping with their healthcare systems, helping to improve the lives of seniors. And recently, ProTribe and ProTribe Senior Care and our team have really focused on wellness and looking at what are the needs of the seniors. So we started what's called a smart wellness program, where we focused a lot with our wellness coaches like Chattel to look at what the individual needs are that seniors may have. We put together our smart wellness program to really focus on helping with sociability, helping with reducing of depression, helping with medical support, diet, physical health, preventative care. So the program that we've set up was where we would set up a senior with a wellness coach. That wellness coach really spends some time getting to know who that senior is. It doesn't necessarily mean that that senior has healthcare issues now, but as people age and need additional support, that wellness coach is there to follow you through all of your needs, whether it be those social needs, whether it be those diet needs, whether it be those medical needs, to help guide you, to help put programs together to prevent further decline, further challenges that might come up. So Chatella is our wellness coach, and she's our wellness coach manager, and she's worked with many of our clients to really help improve their overall care. What she does is she works to get to know who you are, puts together a care plan, finds out what your goals are as an individual, then teams you up both with herself and with other healthcare providers to help follow you as you need. So some of those needs may be that you have a goal of improving your overall physical health. Well, Chattel can work to help to improve your physical health by putting physical therapy programs together, putting exercise programs together. Maybe you have a concern about falls. She can focus on the fall prevention, those fall prevention pieces, those overall strengthening. Maybe you have nutrition challenges. Well, Chattel can help fix you up and align you with people like Heena that can help really look at your dietary needs and what some of the challenges or goals you may have around your diet. We work with a geriatrician, a physician that focuses specifically on seniors and knowing the challenges that seniors may have. So working with a physician and helping to put your true medical picture together to help improve, whether it be the medications that you're using, the exercise programs that you need, the diet challenges that you need, and most importantly, obviously, is that social health. Working with social workers and psychiatrists to really help you with really creating a vibrant environment for yourself and how you interact with others, how you create a social network around yourself. And having clubs and teams and things to work together, it really helps that social stimulation. And it's been proven for years and years how the social stimulation really helps with the physical health. If you isolate in your home, depression sets in. That depression leads to actual medical problems. So really trying to help put those social programs together, like these Zoom groups, like the exercise groups, like educating yourself. Earlier in the conversation, we were talking a little bit about, Sudoku and crossword puzzles and, getting together with other people and, keeping yourself educated as an individual. And those are the things that really help prolong your life and keep you happier as you age, as you progress. So ProTribe's really focused a lot on partnering with meeting your individual goals and what your individual needs are. There's no defined prescription that says, okay, this is what each person needs. Everybody has their own individual goals, whether it be able to hold a grandchild, right, or get on the floor and play with a grandchild on the floor, whether it be to play games, card games, whether it be to exercise and practice yoga. Whatever those individual goals are, everybody has different goals, and the health coach is really designed to figure out what those goals are that you have individually, and not only help you achieve those goals, but help motivate you to fulfill those goals. It's New Year's, everybody's making New Year's resolutions, and I want to eat healthier, I want to exercise more, I want to all the different goals, and so many times those New Year's goals fall off, and a lot of that is because you try and you start out with your self-motivation, but you don't have anybody else that's helping to motivate you to meet those goals. And when you get a wellness coach and a partner that really helps you, they're helping to keep you motivated. They're asking you about how you're progressing with your goals. They're helping to give you ideas and solutions in meeting your individual needs. So the wellness coach is really a partner for you and also for your family. A nice thing about a wellness coach is they really get to know people, hopefully, when they're healthy and they're active. And then as you age, everybody goes through different illnesses and different challenges. And as you age, that wellness coach is with you through that transition or through that process. And they can help coordinate with family members. They can help coordinate your care. If you were to go into the hospital, what's happening when you're in the hospital, what is the discharge process when you're coming home? Are they helping to line up home care help, whether it be a nurse that comes in, whether it be somebody to stay with you for a little while, and then help you get better, putting that exercise plan together, working with that physician to really help you improve and grow. And even before that point, right? So when you're healthy and you're strong, everybody gets sick, whether they get the flu or now when people get COVID, everybody gets sick. And if you're at this level when you get sick, you fall down, and you're down at this level. To get back up is challenging. But if you're up here and you get sick and you fall down, you're really only declining a little bit. It's easier for you to get stronger if you're already strong. So that wellness coach really helps you with keeping your strength, right? So not just your physical strength, but your mental strength and your health strength. So partnering with a wellness coach really helps to meet your individual goals and your individual needs. And that's what we've really focused on, is really partnering up to make you successful as a senior, whether it be through us or another group or some sort of motivating individual. A wellness coach is someone that really is somebody that helps partner with you and your families to keep you to your optimal health.
So, is the wellness coach actually a doctor, or like Hina, they guide you through with your diet and your exercise? So
Yeah.
they just take care of that, or are they doctors? Or
No,
does
well,
it depend on from people to people, person to
yeah,
person?
it depends on person to person. A wellness coach doesn't necessarily need to be a physician, doesn't necessarily need to be a physiotherapist or a nutritionist. A wellness coach is somebody that's really trained on motivation and really helping to look at again, we talk about individual needs, looking at your individual needs and trying to figure out what's important to you. So it could be somebody that's a nutritionist that really understands the nutritional components and can help you through those nutritional components, but also understands about your mental well-being, understands about your physical well-being, and really help to coordinate. I think a wellness coach is really a coordinator, right? So they're a motivator and a coordinator. So they're there to help motivate and coordinate care for you. So it doesn't necessarily need to be one specific healthcare discipline, but somebody that really is motivated in themselves and meeting your individual needs and help guiding you through.
Sure. Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
I'm sure there'll be some questions which our viewers will have, which we will take them at the end of our session.
Excellent.
We would like to invite Chetal. Chetal, let's coming to you. I mean, tell us why we need to we all know why we need to exercise, but tell us some simple exercises which, even if we are at home, we can do, get our seniors to do, so that the problem of absorption, and just something which Neil just mentioned as well, of being together with somebody. Mentally you're agile as well, because exercise is not just about running and being physically fit, but it also, mentally fit is also as equally important. So please share with us what we can do to enhance both our mental as well as physical strength.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Sanjana. Okay, I am Chetal Alva. I handle therapy at ProTribe Seniors, and I'm a physical therapist, practicing physical therapist for the past 30 years. So today I thank Heena for sharing such useful information.
फुल्का होल ले लो छोटा फुल्का बनाओ
Sorry, one second.
बोल
No
दो
worries.
छोटी बेटा साहब के लिए एक छोटा फुल्का और
Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. And I thank Neil for explaining what we do so well and so passionately. Coming to what I wanted to share today with our audience, I would like to keep it very brief and share 3 pointers, most importantly, that we can pay attention to in our fitness routine or in our exercise program. I'm sure everybody here who's come, who we have here, is doing some form of exercise. I hope they are doing some form of exercises, whether it's for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, something is happening on a regular basis in their routine. So what to pay attention to, right? It's not just, you can just do exercises and be okay, but to improve the quality, to enhance the results, 3 things that we need to look at. They seem very obvious, but those 3 things are strength, flexibility, and balance. Now in strength, what I'm talking about is strength to go about doing your regular activities with comfort and ease. We don't want to, feel like, oh my God, going and heating food or cooking food is so difficult. Or you get tired by the end, you finish your kitchen routines, or you get tired by the end, by the time when you're playing with your grandchild. You spoke about lifting your grandchild as one of the goals. So you need strength in your arms, right?
Sure.
So for that, some form of resistance exercises has to be included. So that's 1.1, resistance exercises. It could be in form of, a 1 kg dumbbell, if not half kg dumbbell, anything you can start with. A very low threshold TheraBand, or those resistance band, those colorful resistance bands that we see in the market, or it could be plain body weight exercises. Example for a body weight exercise is easy squatting or wall push-ups. I'm mentioning very simple and basic exercises. According to our threshold, we can increase or decrease exercises and then progress from there. Also, one of the principles for strength to develop and maintain is you have to increase it a little bit every time. You can't be just doing 1 kg weight dumbbell for all of your life or next 5 years or next 1 year even. Maybe at some point in time, try 1.5 kg. Like little progression, loading, we call it. In like the scientific word is loading, little something. Like if you are able to do 5 wall push-ups, increase it to 7 maybe after some time, when those 5 get very comfortable for you. So such graduated progression in resistance is key to improve strength. That's the first point. Strength, resistance in form of dumbbells, TheraBands, resistance bands, body weight, something. Get to your therapist or your fitness coach, or if you are doing it yourself, pay attention to this thing. The second point here is flexibility. Now, as we age, all of us, young or senior, we lose flexibility in our joints. Most importantly, our spine. Yeah, and they lead to most injuries further on in life. So paying attention to flexibility, so include stretching, include most importantly spinal rotation. Yeah, the flexibility of spine has been one most important indicator in the to decide how young a person is physiologically. So if the spinal rotation, make sure you have some form of right and left spinal rotation exercises included in your daily physical exercises. If you have somebody along, include safe muscle stretching exercises in your routine. Of course, we all do extremity stretching and rotation, so keep at that. But spinal rotations, stretching your trunk, muscle, your leg muscles, your shoulder muscles, stretching it with help of somebody, or if you are good at it, do it in a safe environment. That is very important in order to prevent injuries. You know, those catch in the back, stiff neck, suddenly getting a pull, all of these things can be prevented, and they are very common as you age. A simple, you know, you climb few stairs and you get some pain in your knees, or it gets twisted, or you turn suddenly and somebody gets pain in the knee. These things, these simple injuries are very common and can be prevented by including good spinal rotation and stretching. Now that's the second point, flexibility, and that can be done with rotation and stretching. Yeah. So flexibility also has a component in balance. Balance is the third thing I'm talking about. It's one of the most important thing for preventing falls. Yeah. So because everything that we do, the more we do, the more we will be able to do. The less we do, the lesser we will be able to do. That's the way physiology functions. And with balance, what happens is, because physical challenges reduce as you age, because of the comforts we achieve, and we get the comforts that we bring to ourselves, because they reduce the physical challenges, and thus our neurological system gets easy and is not challenged in much ways, which reduces the reflexes we have. You know, we don't, like, when kids fall or when young people fall, they fall in a certain way. Our body automatically knows how to fall. Our body automatically knows how to prevent a fall primarily, which reduces, because we are not running, we are not doing quick activities, we are not doing any agility activities. So to include balancing exercises, now they could be one leg standing and holding yourself, standing on toes, standing on heels, walking on toes, walking sideways in a safe environment, walking backwards, very important to prevent falls. All of these activities have to be done in very safe environment. So if standing on one leg, you could hold a wall or a window bar or a locked door or some fixed object. Do not start it if you haven't done it. Do not start it just like that. Or you can stand against a wall and do it. Yeah. So in a safe environment, if you have supervision, if you have somebody with you, you could practice backward walking. It is one of the most important exercise to prevent falls, especially in elderly. Yeah, they lose reflexive stepping, that is side stepping, back stepping, forward stepping, and that kind of causes more falls. And there's a word for this, proprioception. We lose that as we age. So these kind of training, including these small things in your everyday activity, whatever that is, half an hour, 15 minutes, will definitely increase the quality of the end result and the fitness that you're trying to achieve. So, I mean, it's brilliant if you're walking for an hour and a half or whatever it is, but just maybe remove maybe make it half an hour of walk and include another 15 minutes of these kind of exercises. Or occasionally, at least, maybe get a physical trainer or somebody who knows these things to be around you and teach you things, so that you get to learn. And then after some time, again, like, regularly seeing somebody, so that those progressions happen. Because one thing for too long doesn't give, like I said, loading earlier. Right. Some form of loading. It could be 1%, it could be 5%, it could be well, to a very motivated and fit person, it could be more, but something has to change. That change will keep your muscles up to, to maintain and strengthen them further. So these are three things I wanted to talk about: that strength, flexibility, and balance, and how they transfer and what is to be done to, transfer in enhancing the end result of health that we are looking at by spending those half an hour or 1 hour in a day that we do exercises.
Right.
And that is what I wanted to share today.
Right. I just wanted to ask, many of us do yoga, and especially I know yoga is a very common form of stretching and exercise. Is yoga enough, or do you need to do things in addition to doing yoga?
Okay. Yes, a great question. Yoga is a huge, vast field. I am a trained yoga professional, so it's very large. You could sit and do pranayam, and that is yoga. So one needs to be a little more I need to understand a little more of what that yoga comprises of.
Right.
You could do sit in Vajrasana and do breathing exercise, and that's yoga. Or so something, whatever that is, if it is too comfortable for you, way too comfortable for you, tell your yoga therapist or your yoga teacher to increase it a little bit in the most safest environment.
Right.
Tweak it a little bit. So if you're very comfortable standing and doing Tadasana, lifting your hands up and standing on your toes, maybe one stand up on both toes, or maybe do one leg standing, or maybe do forward stepping and weight transfers. There are various asanas, and every asana has a most safest way of doing it and a more challenging way of doing it, and there is a huge arc for it. So see what your threshold is. If it's too comfortable, then maybe you can tell your therapist or your yoga teacher to just increase it a little bit. You should feel you're doing something every day. It should not be just like, very easy half an hour of something, whatever that is. Hi, Sanjana. Okay.
Looks like Sanjana lost power.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, or some network. No worries.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Yeah. All right.
But I think Sanjana is also there. It's just that I think there's no light there.
Okay.
But hold on. But you can still carry on and tell us a little more about.
Yeah, we had a electricity blip there, so sorry.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Yeah.
Right. So, with yoga, yes, it's a great form as long as you're doing it in its all, taking advantage of all of the forms and not being in absolute comfort zone. Because I can't do this. I have never done yoga is for everybody, and everybody can start at a certain level and progress. So it's not like, oh, I never did, I'm not flexible, I can't. I mean, there is nothing like that. You decide what you can't do and start with something which is minus 5% of it or minus 10% of it, and start somewhere. And yes, yoga is great. Only yoga is also okay, because it can include aerobic, it definitely includes strength with body weight training, it definitely includes flexibility, it 100% includes balance, we all know, as long as you're doing those exercises, doing those asanas. So yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much for telling us about all these very important things. There was a question here from Sonia Mehta, and she's asked, what is spinal rotation specifically?
Okay. So spinal rotation, you could sit on a chair or a stool, keep your hands on your hips and rotate your spine. Something like this, rotate it and feel the stretch in your torso. Rotation is rotation. So me doing this is rotation. My neck moving like this is rotation. Yeah. So, and rotation happens at neck level, which is cervical, upper back, which is thoracic, and lower back, yeah, which is lumbar. So you can do all three
बेटा यहाँ पे
components.
ना कभी-कभी वो चिपक जाता है पीछे पीछे
You could do all three components separately or together. So if I am doing something like this, it is a complex component involving all three. And if I'm just doing this, it is single. So you could include this in your exercise program that you are following.
Right. Thank you very much. I would like to thank Chetal, thank Neil, thank Heena for being part of the session this evening. Thank you for sharing such great tips with us. Members and viewers, if you want to ask any questions, please unmute yourself and please ask your questions. Or if you want, you can type in and we can ask it for you. Any questions?
Hi, Sanjana.
Hi, Sonia. Go ahead.
I just wanted to know specifically what is spinal rotation?
She just explained that.
Yeah, you want me to say it again, repeat again?
Just a little bit, any specific exercise on that? That's what
So
stretching and all we do, but other than that, what is it?
Yeah, so spinal rotation is whenever you are rotating your trunk, if you can see me, this kind of movement is spinal rotation. So that can happen in different components. You lie down on a bed, and if your knees are bent, you could rotate your knees, and that could be the rotation of your lower spine. That is
Okay,
your
okay,
spine.
got it. Got it.
You move
Yeah.
your neck like this is your neck rotation. So spine, the neck, the cervical, thoracic, and lumbar, you could do those rotations. Feel the stretch when you're doing it. You should be feeling the stretch when you're doing it. It's not just the action, it's also the sensory feeling of the stretch. So when you feel the stretch, stay there and come back. That's how you do spinal rotation for stretching.
Stay in that position for like a few seconds and then get back.
Feel the stretch and then
Yeah.
stay in that position.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, got it. I was just wondering.
Thank
Just
you,
wanted
Sonia.
clarity
Any
on
other
that.
questions? Anybody would like to ask any other questions? Related to diet, related to Pro Tribe, related to exercise? Okay. I think everybody is very happy with what they've heard and understood. And we would like to thank all three of you. And we'd also like to thank Niyamat Bindra for helping organize this session. Niyamat, thank you very much.
Yes, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Okay. And we do, we hope we can have you at another point in time. And, you know, maybe if people have questions, we can reach out to you and take your help. Saying that, we would like to thank you once again. And we would also like to thank the viewers for being part of the session this evening. And I do hope that, you know, they found the session useful, both, you know, the food part as well as the exercise part, and also finding out more about how Pro Tribe can help everyone, you know, get better, get fitter, and get healthier. So thank you.
I have shared my number, Sanjana, on the group. So anybody who wants it, you can share it with them, and I can connect them to any of our, you know, programs. Anybody's interested. I'm living in Vasant Vihar, so they can reach out to me for anything, and I'll put them across to our team.
Great. Thank you for that. Thank you once again. And with that, we wish you good night. And
Thank you for having us.
thank you very much. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And good
Happy
night.
New Year.